Yo, what is going on, LC fam? This is DK back here with another Last Cloudia video, and today we are going to be going over the newest characters, actually the newest collab that is going to be coming out for Last Cloudia, Attack on Titan. We do have 2 units coming for part 1, and then we have Levi for part 2, but they've only given us information on the first 2 units. One is going to be free, and the other is going to be pullable on the banner along with the new LR Arc. And then part 2 will happen, which will be Levi in the next LR arc. So we don't know what Levi's is going to be just yet, or what the stats and abilities are going to be on the second LR arc. So we only have this one right now. Judging by what's going on right now, Mikasa is definitely going to be one of my favorites for the collab, at least for right now. I mean, like I said, we don't have anything much on Levi, but we're gonna go ahead and watch this video real quick. I know they did it already on live stream yesterday when they aired it, but this is like a quick 2-minute video, and then we're gonna kind of go over the settings. Basically, I just want to see. Let you guys know what I think, maybe what you guys should pull or not pull, what kind of value is in these kits, you know, the best of my knowledge. So let's go ahead and start this video quick, and then we'll jump into it. We'll be pausing it here and there throughout the video, so check it out.
Eren Yeager だ。根性だけは誰にも負けねえ。ほら、やってやる。食らいやがれ。駆逐してやる。なんだ、調査兵団に興味があんのか。どれだけ世界が恐ろしくても残酷でも関係ない。戦え戦え戦え。
ミカサ・アッカーマン、特技肉をそぎ落とすこと。邪魔床下にする。決める。勝者じゃ生きることが許されない。私はエレンと一緒に勝つ。できなければ死ぬだけ。勝てば生きる。戦わなければ勝てない。このマフラーはとても大切なもの。貸すことはできない。
All right, guys, we're gonna stop right there. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with the free character, Eren, Aaron. So this is gonna be our free character. He will be free once you complete a couple of challenges. They did say he was gonna be unlocked at level 100, which is pretty awesome, and E5 ready. So that's a guaranteed 1,000 free crystals, along with I think the 1,000 crystals they're going to give us. So a total of 2,000 crystals upon starting the collab. Hopefully they give us the crystals on the morning of the collab. But let's go ahead and jump into his kit real quick. So we have Eren here. You know, honestly, as a free unit, he's not the worst one we've had. We definitely have had worse, depending on you know people's opinions and whatnot. But we'll go ahead and go through this real quick. So at battle start, he does get rage on the unit, and then physical damage boost proportional to enemy size. There is actually already an arc that kind of has a similar trait like that, so that's pretty cool. Max 50%. So, but it only really activates if the enemy is large. So you know, most likely on like battle waves, you may be getting 10, 15, 20%, something like that. And then you'll get, you know, max 50 if you have a large boss in front of you. So it's, you know, it is what it is on that. And it looks like his kit is going to be a lot based on boss wave. So we have another one, boss wave start. We have fill special gauge 30%, which is really nice. Physical damage cap 2 bosses 3k, not that crazy. We do have his skills. He is going to be a light damage dealer, so that's really cool. I believe he will be our first light damage free unit, so that if you don't have a light unit and I know a lot of new players are going to be coming in with this AOT. Welcome, guys. But yeah, if you guys don't have a light unit like Roland or A2, if you guys miss out on A2, this is he's gonna be okay for light. So this one, he's gonna shoot a wire that pulls an enemy medium area light combo, 5,000 damage cap. And if you want to go back over here to the actual attack itself, I believe so. Let me see. Is that his S1? Okay, that's his S1 right there. So you can see a lot of these videos, they don't have dual wield. Now, for those who don't know what dual wield is, it basically adds extra hits and a couple other stats. But the main thing is the extra hits is what we want. So usually dual wield is not active in this video. So that 3 will be 6 hits whenever you do unlock Dua, because he does have dual wield in his free kit. For his S2, he will be hitting for 6. So with dual wield, he'll be hitting for 12. And then for his his S3 is only 2 hits, so he'll be hitting for 4. But there is something very interesting with the 4 hits on the S3, his skill 3, and that is because for some crazy reason that his S3 is going to be hitting an extra cap of 180,000. There is a small downfall to this for newer players, and it could be a challenge for veteran players, and we'll go ahead and discuss it here shortly. For specials, I will exterminate you. This is going to be one of the coolest S4s I've ever seen, and it's really cool that it's a free unit, and we were kind of hoping that this is what happened, and yes, he transformed into a giant and beats the shit out of the ground, which is really awesome, or beats the shit out of the enemies. It's really cool to watch. I'm sure a lot of people are being throwing that out in multiplayer just for fun, and honestly, I really don't care if they do, because it's really cool and it's really well animated. Kudos to Tatus for that. But you do get an HP damage cap of 20k. Don't know if you'll be hitting that, but it is kind of cool to have. So this kit, boys and girls, this kit is barren. I mean, it is a desert. And I'll explain why. So we have Snap Blade. So at battle damage, you apply the Snap Blade buff to the unit. Physical attack plus 30%, which is really nice. Then you get an 8,000 cap. But there is a downfall. When you're physically attacking, there is a chance to lose the buff. So it's kind of like a little bit of an RNG. So you could have it, and then you couldn't have it. Now, and then this is where Change Blades comes in. So when Snap Blade buff is lost, you reapply the buff to unit after 10 seconds, and you can only do it 4 times per wave. But there's a chance that as soon as you get it, if 2 physical attacks hit, then you lose it again, and you have to wait another 10 seconds. So you will constantly be getting and losing that 8,000 per wave. It's complete RNG, I'm guessing, because there's no real way of telling when you're not going to lose it, or if you'll even lose it at all. So his kit is very strange, RNG based, boss light damage, right? Now we're going to go down to ODM gear. At battle start, apply 5 gas buffs to the unit. So you're going to have a total of 5. And when the skill is used far enough away, which is a really weird context, use 1 gas buff to greatly boost movement speed and damage plus 30%. So you have 5 gas buffs at this battle start, and you will be using 1 each time to greatly boost movement speed and damage. So that's really cool. Very odd that this is what it is. And then we also have Scout Regiment. Now, this is also kind of a hit or miss for me as well, because there's a catch. So for this one, Scout Regiment is very similar to Beast Alliance, that is on a couple of other of the the original heroes. Basically, you're going to boost physical damage to bosses, and only 2 bosses based on the number of allies with the skill Scout Regiment. 1 ally is 6%, 2 is 12, 3 is 18, and then 4 is 24. So whenever I first saw this, because like I said, we haven't gone to this point yet, I was like, well, where the hell am I going to give other people Scout Regiment? Because there's only 3 units in this collab, and I definitely don't want to be using all 3 of the same units from the collab, unless you really love Attack on Titan. So the only way that this will work is that if you were to pull the LR Arc. Now, if you pull the LR Arc, Scout Regiment is on there, therefore it is teachable to other units. If you don't pull the LR Arc, this skill is pretty much void unless you're using all 3. Unless you pull both units, including and then you have the free one, which is Eren. So it's kind of a hit or miss, in my opinion. If you really want the full effect, it kind of forces you to try and get the LR. I mean, you don't have to. It is a small percent. I mean, it's not the worst percentages, but it's also not the biggest. But 4 allies with that at 24%, and we actually don't know what the SC cost is. So I'm thinking maybe like 9 for the SC cost, which is pretty expensive for, you know, max 24%, and every ally has to have it, you know, with it. I don't know. It's kind of far-fetched, but I mean, if it works, it works. We also have adversity, so inflicted with status ailment, physical attacks, special damage plus 20%. The way this is worded, I'm guessing that when Eren is inflicted with the status ailment, he will get that, or if he inflicts somebody kind of like a Terra Melt effect, which is basically when you attack with the status and you cause a status ailment to an enemy, Terra Melt will give you an extra 20%. So I don't know. I believe the way it's worded, it sounds like it is Eren that's inflicted that he will get the damage, but I mean, we'll find out later, right? And this is another crazy thing too. His cat is, like I said, like a desert. He doesn't have, so we have HP up, we have attack up 4, fighting spirit. So all the STR buffs right here are going to be attack up and fighting spirit. He does come with crit up 2, determination, which is pretty lackluster. He should have definitely come with like awaken, in my opinion, maybe a downable spirit. I don't understand the backstab. They should have stuck surprise attack and backstab. Maybe replace fury. I don't know, but surprise attack should have definitely been here. But so you got backstab, which is very mediocre. I believe it's only 2 SC at 20%, if I'm not mistaken. Pose of victory, sky high, which is another 20% when knocking people in the air. Patience 2. He does get some light percentage buffs. So he does get light high drive, which is, I believe, 30% to special and skills or physical attacks. And then a light attack race 2, which is pretty expensive. So that's, I think, another 30%. He does also come with ultimate boost 2, dual wield innate. So that's really good. So he will have dual wield, which means he'll get increased hits. Like on the video, like I showed earlier, it doesn't show the increased hits, so everything is, you know, times 2. He does come with sword boost, which is, you know, again, why not sword high boost, guys? It's kind of weird. Giant killing, which is 20% to bosses, and then auto regen. So what I take from this is that his kit is going to be very, very expensive. They will most likely give us a full 110 SC for this unit, depending on, they're going to give us any kind of souls for the collab. That would really help us out, you know, for newer players to build, you know, this unit. Now here's the wall that I feel like I'm going to run into with newer players. So newer players are going to get this unit, and he's going to be pretty decent. But the problem is getting them to that point to even get anywhere near at least high damage. I feel like it's not going to happen very quickly, because a lot of the newer players are not going to have the arcs to back up his kit. So therefore, they're going to have to kind of wait on building him. So I feel like he's going to be shelled for a lot of people, because his free kit is just not that good. For veteran players and you know, the players that started like on 6-7 months ago, they might have a better chance at building, maybe hitting that 180k cap by building him, you know, high percentage buffs, strength, stuff like that, to get close to that 180k, because that's honestly the challenge that I would like to take. I would like to see, you know, what exactly his kit needs to hit that 180k, because that would be our first. I think that's gonna be our highest damage cap we've ever had in Last Cloudia, so I'm definitely interested to see what it takes to hit it. But like I said, it's kind of like a hit or miss for newer players. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it should be still fun. For veteran players, they're going to have a lot of fun trying to build him to get to that 180 cap. So there is a little fun factor in him. Okay, moving on to Mikasa. Or no, she looks amazing, guys. This is actually the unit that I'm excited for, because I haven't had a lightning unit in quite some time. I wasn't able to get S. Alice. I've been kind of sitting on DB Ray, which DB Ray is still one of the most solid Thunder units out there. Just a tank, a decent DPS with his little rework that he got on his E5. You know, he's still really nice, but I think it's time for me to get a new dual wield lightning unit. So I'm really excited for this one. This is between Levi and her. I think I'm most likely going to go for her, because just by luck, I don't feel like I feel like I have a choice. I can only get one or none, right? So moving on, we'll go over her hit real quick. So she's going to have dual wield as well. So she hits 9 on her S1, so that's going to be a total of 18. 14 times 2, which is like 28, right? Is that right? My math's so bad right now. It's so late at night, guys. And then we have wait, that was her S3. Oh, 12. Okay. 12, 18. That okay, so that's her. Okay, cool. I was gonna say that is her S. I think there's no way that's her S2. That's way too big. So yeah. Let's see.
決める。
And then S4. This S4 is actually really cool. 28 hits, which is really nice.
勝者しろ。
All right, so for traits on this unit, we have. Ouch, sorry, guys. We have when sword is equipped, so she's gonna be really crit based, which is really neat because I feel like we haven't. I can't remember the last time we had anything like this. Character's based all on crit damage, and I don't think we've had one of these yet. I can't remember if we have or haven't. It's been a while if we've had. So we have when sword is equipped, and don't forget she is dual wield. So that means all you have to do is have one sword equipped, and then you can get another percentage buff from a different type of weapon, like whether it's machine, axe. I might run a hammer or axe on her just for that extra buff on damage because we definitely want her to cap because she will be hitting around 30 plus K. Depending on what you're running on here, but I think starting I'll add it up here in a little bit because a little bit of RNG will take place in the crit because you will have to crit to hit the 10,000. But okay, so when sword is equipped, you'll get a critical damage plus 30%, which is amazing. You also get a critical damage cap of 10k, and then when gas buff is applied, crit rate plus 8. So if you guys earlier, you guys get 5 gas buffs per gas uses per wave start. So that will give you a plus 8% on crit rate. That's a mouthful right there. So like I said, she's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait to see the crit damage that happens. Dormant power. This is really nice. This will stack up with a couple arcs for arena. She's going to be in a really good arena unit too. So not only is she going to be good for PvE, but she's going to be solid for PvP as well, or PvP AI, whatever you want to call it. So when close to death, apply buffs to unit that nullifies physical damage taken for 7 seconds, and then nullify flinch from physical attacks for 7 seconds. So that's basically exactly what it does. What is really interesting though is that they restore the 1 stock of skills once per wave. Very, very nice. I'll most likely be running Pirate Feast on her, or maybe Honey Elixir. I'm not too sure. I might do a Pirate Feast build instead. I'll just kind of suck it up for wave 1. Or if it's straight up boss fight. If it's a straight boss fight, of course, Honey Elixir would probably be better. But going on to her skill 1, I will protect you. So shoot a wire, same thing, combo attack, medium area. So it's thunder base. We have skill 2. So as you can see, all thunder attacks, but no damage cap tied to any of her skills. So we're lackluster on that. So right now we are at about 20k and only on crit damage at that 20k. Other than that, you'll probably see 9,999 and then it fluctuated to that 20k. But that's only if we weren't using her other abilities, but we're going to get there in a second. So for her special, she does get a powerful thunder combo attack to an enemy, an extra 5k on that S4. So moving on to her actual skills, very similar to Eren. We have Snap Blade, similar attack plus 30%, damage cap plus 8k, and then again, it's a little RNG. She can lose the buff. So right now we're at 28,000 if all this is active with her crit damage. Then we have Change Blade, same thing. If the buff is lost, it reapplies it after 10 seconds. You can only get it 4 times per wave. ODM gear, exactly the same. The 5 gas buffs do apply, and then therefore you do get the crit rate plus 8% whenever that gas buff is applied. And you also get speed and skill damage. I feel like these units are going to be very fast, so that's really, really cool. Same thing with the Scout Regiment. We already talked about that. This is here. Now we get to like the nitty gritty of her kit, and this stuff is actually very exciting for this unit. So when close to death, you apply a physical damage plus 30%, and then an SC2 recovery speed of plus 50 buff to the unit once per wave. So that's actually like a huge percentage buff. When you're close to death, kind of acts like Awaken. And Abdominal Spirit, Determination, stuff like that. All those stuff activates at when you're close to death. But moving on to this really long, extremely long name, but it's high value, and it gets even better whenever we get down to our kit. So we have 104th Cadet Corps Valedictorian. At battle start, you get Brave, Speed, and Crit. And when at first glance you ignore this effects part, you're like, oh shit, okay, 40 seconds, that's not bad, right? But then it also states right there in the brackets, effect lasts until the unit is incapacitated. I wonder if that's wave based. So if you die on wave, will it reset? Yes, battle start. Yes, it will. So at battle start, if you die at battle start, During next wave, this will reactivate, and it will only deactivate once you've been incapacitated, and it won't reactivate until the next wave. So that's huge. That's a huge save on SC. Great factor to put into her kit. We also have Thunder Enhance, which is very new. I really, really like this, and I can't wait to see more of these because it is a percentage buff. We have Thunder Attack Damage plus 15% and Skill Damage plus 50%. That is huge for me. I will take that 50% gladly. We have Thunder Mega Drive, which is newly introduced. We have Thunder Physical Attack and Special Damage plus 30%, and then a very nice 2k to physical and special damage. So right now we are looking at 30k. If everything is all active, she'll be hitting around 30k plus percentage buffs or plus extra damage cap, accessories, weapons, whatever have you, whatever you have in your inventories. So she can, roughly I would see I could probably get her about to 35k with the way I have an idea of how she's built. Maybe I'm gonna probably see people even higher than that. So very decent high damage for a dual wielder. We also, so her kit is really good so far. So moving down to the bottom here, we have Fighting Spirit 4, Resolve Up, Crit 3, which is huge. That's 8%, and it's a very costly. It's the most costly crit up in all the crits. So that's a great save. Advanced Aim Vital is also a really great save. It can be expensive. A lot of people have kind of ignored it over the couple of years because it gets a little pricey, so we've been ignoring it. But that's great whenever it does come for free. It is an extra 30% to crit damage, so that's nice. Pose of Glory, Ardor, Pride 2, Gale Force, Proud Force, Auto Haste. Now this is where I said her kit is amazing. So Brave Speed, Crit, and Auto Haste at battle start. And Auto Haste will carry over if incapacitated, so you won't have to worry about this disappearing, Auto Haste disappearing once you die, or if you die. She also does come with a Thunder Attack Raise, Thunder Crit Raise, Sword High Boost, awesome, 30%. Dual Wield, Extra Weakness Attack, and this is what really got my attention, the Reverse Cross. So if I'm not mistaken, Reverse Cross, basically hitting in a frontal could activate a backstab. So therefore, if you're running surprise attack and backstab, that's more percentage to attack. So you honestly should be capping so easily with this unit, even with the slightest build. I think at 50 SC, 60 SC, she will be doing a great amount of damage and very consistent on whites and golds. Basically, if you guys are new to the channel or to the game, whites are the white attack, her base attack, and then the golds are going to be anything that's going to be critical. So that's how you kind of know what is going to be the difference between the two. But you want to see golds with this unit because a lot of stuff happens. She does get that 10,000 damage cap from the gold, so you want to see that the most. She does come with Break Boost, which is kind of odd because her kit doesn't really seem like it's built around a breaker, so I don't know why they would really add that. But I believe so. Break Boost is damage, percentage damage to an enemy in break. It's not so she's still not a breaker. We have Sky High 2, Destroyer, and Maglian Shield. So Maglian Shield, that's in my opinion, it's kind of a waste for a unit like this, but it is what it is on that. But so far, like I love this kit. It's so good. They did a great job on building her, to maximum. I feel like she's gonna do really good. That Reverse Cross is gonna be huge, guys. I love Reverse Cross. Zakes has it. I believe Yashimaru has it. Reverse Cross is definitely amazing. Now that I've kind of like drooled over this unit, because this is the one I want to go after, hopefully it's kind of made a decision whether you guys want to pull for her. I think she's definitely worth a pull. If you don't have a Thunder unit, especially if you don't have a Thunder dual wield unit, then this would definitely help your team out 100%. I'm so glad that we're seeing more dual wield units because I know dual wield is very expensive. 14 SC guys for dual wield. I do like that we're getting a lot of dual wield units with Ardeen. We have even the free unit Eren, Mikasa, and then we have Levi. It's probably gonna have dual wield too. Yeah, most definitely gonna have dual wield. So it's a great save not to have to pay for dual wield. Moving on to the Ark. So the Ark is actually pretty decent. Arc trait is when hitting an attribute weakness with a physical attack damage plus 20%, and when a skill here he goes. When the skill scout regiment is set 10% strength, mediocre as hell. Movement speed up. Physical damage cap 2 bosses, only 2 bosses, guys, 2k. So it's okay. What I really love about this arc, now this is for me, is what bread and butter right here. We have Fighting Spirit, which is our first time seeing this. So even 3% to strength and HP, I'll take it. Especially if it's maybe like 2 to 3 SC. Hell yeah. Beautiful Cruel World. This guy has got my attention. When an ally is incapacitated, apply an SCR buff of 30% buff to unit. That's actually pretty cool. Because if you're using like a Revive Ring or Green Diamond, I think that's called. If your ally dies and then revives, you get that 30% buff to the unit. So that's kind of cool. So you basically built to die, which eventually someone will die. So it's nice just to have that, you know, in the background. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Scout Regiment, boost physical damage to bosses based on number of allies, blah, 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 blah. So you can only... this can only be teachable if you pull this arc. So that's the only thing that kind of... grinds my gears a little bit. It does also come with fast crit, faint resist, and piercing, which is on plenty of other arcs. It's not necessary. But yeah, for me, 100% Fighting Spirit and Beautiful Cruel World are the highlights of this arc. I don't really care for the arc trait too much, but it is useful. Maybe it is very useful for a new player, absolutely. Veteran player, I don't see too many people using this, but it's a possibility. You know, there's other things out there, trust me. But it is a nice arc for like, you know, mid to beginner level players. So definitely a win. Now for the AER, so for those who don't know, AER is Arc Ether. Once you get it to 100%, you will unlock this ODM gear. So basically, physical attack damage to bosses, for some reason, it's all boss related. I wouldn't even mind it just 10% just across the board. Why it's labeled just to bosses kind of sucks. But only bosses and boost movement speed. So I'm interested to kind of push the limit on how fast we can make these units. Stats are pretty decent. There is a huge downfall to this arc, and we'll get to that here in a second. Strength 88, defense 36, and MND 23. Guys, no attribute resistances and no status ailment resistances. It's just stats. And nothing huge on the traits, so definite huge pass for me on this AER. I probably, if you're an AER grinder, then by all means go for it, but I wouldn't even use a pot on this. It seems very worthless in my opinion. But if anybody else finds any use for it, congratulations. That's just my opinion. I believe that is it. Yeah, that is it, guys. So yeah, that was just a breakdown of everything that's happening. Maybe, you know, some insight, kind of maybe, you know, help you make the pull. Pull or not pull. I always like to do this at the end of my video. For Mikasa, if you do not have a dual wield lightning unit at all in your kit, definitely try and go for her. Levi. Eren is gonna be free. I'm not gonna say decent. He's an okay light unit. He'll definitely do some stuff. He is gonna be maxed out when you get him, minus his ability board. You will have to put some clusters into that. If you're low on clusters, I wouldn't recommend building him at all. Put him on the back burner and work on the newer units that you have. If you pulled Ardeen, awesome. He's an amazing unit. If you're pulling Mikasa, awesome. She's gonna be an awesome yes. So basically, yeah, I would pull for her. We don't know what Levi's gonna do just yet, but I have a feeling the way this usually works, guys, is that they save the best for last. But that's just prediction. We don't know if that's actually set in stone. Adis has been doing something very different with the unit builds that recently have come out. So I kind of want to say that he might be on the same tier as Mikasa. I think he's going to be an earth unit, just earth based. So, I mean, honestly, we'll see. Maybe he might be status ailments, kind of like Logia, is what I'm I don't know. Who knows, right? We'll know in a week and a half from now, or a week from now, what he's got going with him. But I know a lot of people are probably going to end up trying to pull for both, which is awesome. Both are going to be great to have, great additions to your team. So for me, Mikasa is going to be a pull. Don't go broke, guys. All right. Just, you know, free gems, couple pulls here and there. Separate your pulls out a little bit. Don't go all in at once. It could be very bad when you do stuff like that. Just pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to the blues you're getting, the golds. If you feel like it's not happening, take a break, come back another day. Let's fight another day on the gacha banner. But guys, for as usual, good luck to everybody pulling on this collab, and welcome to all the newer players. I've been seeing some new faces in the Discord. Make sure you guys join the Discord. It's a lot of fun. We're a small Discord. We just like to chill, have fun, stream late at night, talk about video games, just keep it real. Make sure you guys join that. It'll be in the description down below. Like and subscribe if you like today's content. I am a LC content creator. I've been doing this for about a year now. And I love it. It's so much fun. I love this game. It has its moments, so don't get me wrong. I mean, every game does, right? But yeah. Again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. Thank you guys, everybody else out there, for the great year. I will see you guys out there. Good luck, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Last Cloudia コラボ開催